Hey everybody, Garcia here, and today we're taking a look at what I think is a much needed insert for Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion. Now, the insert we're going to be looking at here today is from Go7Gaming, and I've actually already got the insert built right here into my game. So there it is. All of the pieces already put away. I'll be showing you some of these a little bit up close, and I'll show you some of my construction as well, just so you see how I went ahead and put it together. But basically, this is going to be just a little bit of a breakdown of what I think of the insert, how well I think it performs its job. I'll be talking about the quality of the build, the price, the instructions that came with putting it together, as well as just how much I think this insert is needed, and how well it does its job, which is the ultimate test, right? How well does it do what it is attempting to do, what it's attempting to fix, and that is, well, an organization setting and just sort of keeping everything separate, okay? So let's talk about that. I'm going to start with the quality of the build, which is very important to me specifically. I really like inserts that have a good quality. And if I'm going to take the trouble to find one, buy it, wait for it to come, put it together, then I want it to be something that I am happy to have inside the box and that I can keep coming back to. And every time I open the game, I go, this is nice. I like this. I think this one is a very high quality. So the build quality is great. The material is fantastic. Laser cutting that they do when you get these in is excellent. They pop right out of the frames. No issue, nothing split. I mean, it's just the laser cutting is excellent. Everything fits just right. There leaves no room for error. And then you put it all together, and pretty much all the pieces in here also have a lid. So that's another nice thing. So it all goes together very well. It gets high marks on that front. And then, you can take these lids off like so. And you've got everything in there, okay? So there you go. And you just pop that back on there. It's got these little lines in the middle that snap it into place. And that's that. And this is basically what most of the pieces are going to look like, okay? Okay, price. Let's talk about that. This insert is $49.99 here in the U.S., okay? That is the range that I saw online from a fairly quick search for material that is similar to this. There were cheaper ones that were like foamy, okay? But something similar to this, with that sort of wood product, where I found them from between 38 and 62. So I would say this is a little bit on the higher end by a bit. And it is definitely a luxury item. It feels that way, but it feels, fairly luxurious. So, but again, good quality build. Okay, let's talk about a couple of other things. The instructions that came with it. So here I've got a sheet that gives you, this happens to be page 5 already of the instructions, okay? And they tell you all of the punch boards up here, what every part is labeled, how to put it together with a breakdown of the instructions, and then some color coding if some things need to happen before other things. Like this one, for example, you need to make sure that you do the brown one first, then you can do the grays, and then that purpley one is last. And so they break it all down for you on every page, and you can just work from this. The only thing you need to be careful of is sometimes these punch boards are so well cut that things might, as you're shuffling them around on whatever surface you're working on, they might fall out of them. You usually can tell, like, oh, this is this is A, for this piece. But be aware of that. They're so well done that they just might, you give it a gentle shake and things come out of that frame. And then on the back of this, which is very good, they tell you how to put it away in the box, where everything goes. Now, one thing that isn't as clear as I would like sometimes is where each piece goes. So, like, if I have something, and I'm like, okay, but I got it all built, it all fits back in here, but where do they want me to put this thing? On the website, they've got some pictures that do help with that, so that's what I ended up doing if I had a question about something. So just be aware of that. You can go to their website, Go7Gaming.com, and then the pictures there will help you figure out what you should put every little thing. But this is good. And in fact, I'm keeping this in the box now so that when I take everything out of it, I know where it goes back in there. Okay? So there you go. Let's talk about something that's interesting when it comes to getting inserts. I don't have a ton of inserts. I get them for things I feel are really going to benefit me. And therefore, we need to talk about the need for an insert. This is the insert that came with Gloomhaven. A pretty decent insert for the most part, okay? The problem with this was the creatures, the monsters in this game. There was no good solution for that in this insert. They told you to bag the cardboard standees with the cards for that monster, just like Ziploc bag them, and then throw them in here, I think it was. Just throw them in there. They don't fit. They really don't. So you got to kind of like lay some over here, and So I mean, immediately upon opening this game, back when I got it, I felt that this would benefit from an insert. And if you agree with me, then again, we're talking the same language here, okay? I think the insert is interesting, but because this game is so full of stuff, it falls apart a little bit with some of the things. So in this one now, you are going to have an arrangement for the cards and the monsters separately. You have this piece here that is going to have the monsters in it. This comes right off, and it shows you in there all of the critters. They're stored in there. They even give you this little tile key, it says on there, so that you can use this if something's kind of tight to dig out the cardboard pieces if you can't quite get your fingers in there, okay? So I like that too. So that's good. You've got the monsters in this one piece, and then there's a card holder for all of the different cards. You've got the monsters, and they have labels, by the way, right here. So they say monsters A through K, L through Z. Then some items, item cards, the attack deck, everything is in there. So I definitely think the need here is high. One other thing I want to mention is the box lift. If you absolutely abhor box lift, this is going to have some box lift. I haven't found it to be a problem, but if you are stacking this with some other things, you might want to make sure this guy is on top of a stack or something like that. Now lastly, and the big question here really is, how well does this insert do its job? Does it make it easier to play the game? Does it make it easier to keep a campaign separate from all the other pieces, all of that stuff? I think it does an excellent job at that. I really do. I think it organizes everything the way it needs to so that you can find whatever you need to find at the moment you need to find it. But I also think they do a great job keeping characters in their own unique boxes, like this one here. It shows you through the little hole what character is in there, and then there's a deck of cards in here. The attack deck is in there. The figure that represents you is in there, and it's all in a single box. So as you continue playing, you can just bring this out, pop that open, and then go fishing for the monster you need. You don't have to go through a bunch of, Ziploc bags till you find the one you want, worry about maybe the cards being bent. It's all taken care of. So I think what it does really well at keeping the game organized, ready to play, contained. So I gotta say, it's a big recommendation from me. This is an insert that, in many ways, to me, feels more necessary than many other inserts that I think are fun and excellent, but do feel like a sideways step, a luxury in many ways. So, I'd like to have that insert. This is one that, whether for you it ends up being, Go7Gaming here or any other insert, it's a kind of box that feels like it needs a better insert than this solution that's offered inside of the box. So there you go. That is, those are my thoughts on this insert from Go7Gaming. I really do enjoy it. I think it's excellent, and I recommend you look into it as well, everybody. All right. There we go. My name is Garcia. Thanks for checking this out, folks. I'll see you on the next one.